Apple says move to Texas or you're fired. Their office is in Austin, and it's like Austin's nice, but it's still Texas, so you still have to deal with Texas's laws that right now are dangerous. Microsoft surpasses Apple as market cap leader.
Hey, my imaginary number is bigger than your imaginary number.
Well, it's only somewhat imaginary. Like, Steam has new rules for AI in games.
They were going to use AI in this stuff eventually anyway. I think Steam is just doing the obvious.
So this would cover things like assets, voices, models even.
What would that fall into if the AI actually wrote the entire game, including the code?
That is a very good question. Hello, how the tech are you? My name is HK Perrin, and today I've got 3 very interesting stories. First one is Apple says move to Texas or you're fired. As if having to move to Texas wasn't bad enough, these Apple devs have to move away from San Diego. The move affects 121 workers working on Siri and artificial intelligence in Apple's San Diego office. By the way, I was just kidding, Texas here. This is actually especially distressing to their AFAB employees whose health could be at risk by moving to Texas, where abortion is currently all but completely banned. For their employees who could get pregnant, this seems like Apple is basically just saying, like, take the risk or else you're fired.
I don't know. I think that, they can move, but at least it's only 120 employees. Apple has a lot of employees. Are they moving them to another Apple, like an existing Apple facility in Texas?
Yeah. And like Apple's defense is basically saying, like, we're trying to consolidate the team into one location. But like consolidate it into San Diego. Like, don't put your employees in a dangerous situation for them.
Or like move them to Northern California where they have lots of offices there. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, if the rest
give them the option, but I guess they're trying to consolidate the whole team.
Yeah, if the rest of the team
and like their office is in Austin, and it's like Austin's nice, but it's still Texas, so you still have to deal with Texas's laws that right now are dangerous.
I feel like these people are Siri. There's the Siri and AI people. Having to find a new job sucks, but these people do have marketable skills and they can find a new job. And I'm curious to see, like, if we may not follow up on this, but there's probably a non-insignificant percentage of these people are probably going to go find new jobs. Not necessarily because of Texas, but because like San Diego is like a really nice place to live. Like the weather's great. Like,
yep.
And there's
As someone who lived in San Diego, or at least the San Diego County for most of my life. Yeah. San Diego's awesome.
Yeah. So, and these people have marketable skills, and there's other opportunities available in San Diego. But Apple is a good company to work for. I imagine most of them will go to Texas, but some of them may not. I doubt we'll see any follow up on this, though.
Yeah. At least a few of these employees reported that they wouldn't be able to get another Apple job in San Diego because most of the Apple jobs in San Diego are engineering jobs, and some of these employees didn't have like an engineering background. So it sucks for those employees,
But Apple, there are jobs other than Apple. So it sucks, but I think those people will be fine. It's not like their industry got moved out of the country.
All right. Well, next, speaking of Apple, Microsoft surpasses Apple as market cap leader, partly due to Microsoft's intense focus on generative AI, which has drawn a lot of investor bucks. Microsoft is now the world leader in terms of market cap. Microsoft's market cap now stands at $2.887 trillion compared to Apple's $2.875 trillion. Sorry, I should say Apple's paltry $2.875 trillion.
Yeah, so I would like to translate this for a second. It's, hey, my imaginary number is bigger than your imaginary number.
Well, it's only somewhat imaginary. Like, it's market cap, so it's only outstanding stock. So this isn't like Apple or Microsoft can just say like, well, the stock we own is super valuable.
Well, it's the price that the last maybe single share of stock sold times the like total number of outstanding shares, right? That's the market cap.
Yeah.
Which that's not, it's a stupid number. You couldn't sell all the stock to get the 2.8 trillion dollars. That's not going to happen.
Well, you could sell all that stock, but you couldn't sell it right away because if you were trying to sell it right away, the price would plummet.
Well, it would plummet pretty much if you sold all of it eventually.
Yeah.
That's why it's kind of like an imaginary number. It's not like anything that you could actually get out of the company or out of the stock itself.
Yeah, but it does reflect how valuable the company is perceived in society. And then, of course, value is also imaginary.
I would agree with it's the perceived value, kind of, but I don't think people are like, oh, well, I think this stock is worth $2.8 trillion, so I'm going to bump up the price of a share of a stock. It's not quite like that. It's more like
stock, just like everything else, it only has value because it is perceived as valuable.
Well, yeah. But I guess my point is like they're basing it on the number of shares that they can actually buy, how much they think the price is, the value of a few shares that they can actually buy. And then it's multiplied by this huge number, which makes it really big, which is just kind of weird. I don't really feel like it's particularly truthful, but it's something for people to compare themselves with, I guess.
Well, I think that's why they use the term market cap instead of saying this company's value is this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes people do say that.
They conflate the two. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is like the valuation of a company, which is different than its market cap.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's good for me because I used to work for Microsoft, so I still own a tiny little, just an itsy bitsy little crumb of that market cap.
Don't sell all your stock because you'll ruin the market cap.
Yeah, my drop in the ocean is gonna make a big difference.
Yeah. They're like, damn it, HK sold his stock. Now Apple's beating us by $1.
Gosh. Okay. So to beat them by $1, I would have to decrease their market cap by around $12 million. I do not own $12 million in Microsoft stock.
Yeah, but you're a mover and a shaker. You're influential person.
One day I'll be there.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got next?
All right, my last story is Steam has new rules for AI in games. Valve, the company behind Steam, has issued new rules for games created with AI distributed on their game storefront and distribution platform, Steam. Previously, Valve did not allow any games created using AI. Now, games must disclose how AI is used in their game and whether content is pre-generated or live generated. Pre-generated content includes assets that are delivered with the game that were generated by AI models like Midjourney or Stable Diffusion. And live generated content is that which is generated on the fly while the game is running. Valve now requires developers to state that their game does not include illegal or infringing AI-generated content. Developers are also required to state that the live version of their AI-powered games will match their marketing materials. Games also get a shiny new mark of shame on their page that they were created or run using AI. And just one final note is that adult games are still banned from using live generated AI on Steam. In other words, like any live generated sexual content is still banned from Steam.
So are we going to have Bowser, instead of saying, sorry, the prince is in a different castle, he's going to say, sorry, but this goes against OpenAI policy?
Oh man, did you get the secret this goes against OpenAI policy ending?
Or like, here's the game is over and it just like gives you a non-workable recipe for brownies. Like
that calls for like 84 cups of sugar or something.
Put it in the oven for 37 years. They were going to use AI in this stuff eventually anyway. I think Steam is just doing the obvious. I don't know that the mark of shame is going to matter, because I think you're going to start seeing AAA titles with that mark on it, because they're going to be using AI to generate backgrounds for things.
That doesn't mean it's not shameful.
Maybe, but it's not going to be viewed as a mark of shame when the AAA titles have it.
Well, I will always view it as a mark of shame. So at least one person will see it that way.
You'll ruin the whole game industry.
Again, with my $12 million of Microsoft shares.
Okay, so this covers basically assets, right? Like, so visual content that's created by Midjourney or something similar.
Yeah. So this would cover things like
Or-
assets, voices, models even. You could have a model that's AI generated. It could cover things like NPC dialogue, anything written. Even if it's like going through text to speech, if an AI wrote it, that would need to be disclosed.
So like when we first heard you like talking about this, I thought you meant like code that was actually written by AI, and like I don't think that would work. But are they talking about a game that's specifically like what would that fall into if AI actually wrote the entire game, including the code?
That is a very good question. They didn't specifically talk about that in the article. I'm not sure Valve has explicitly mentioned anything about that. So yeah, I don't know.
I can't wait to play the first game written by an AI because it'll probably be garbage, hot garbage. And it'll probably be kind of fun to play it.
Or rip
Probably,
off some other game, that's the other thing they do. It's like Pong, but it's called Ping. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll just rip off some other game. That's funny.
Yep. Plagiarism the game. Thank you for tuning in to How the Tech Are You? We do this show every week, and we put it out into 3 segments on YouTube, and we also put it out as a podcast. If you'd like that you can find that at echoplexmedia.com, along with all our other shows. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll have a recommended video here on the screen for you to check out next.